Basketball Breaks. Make sure you check it out.
People bricks.
Basketball Breaks.
Basketballbreaks.com. Keep it locked.
Basketball Breaks podcast, just a chat among friends. On today's call, we have Jan.
What up, guys?
We also have Gabriel.
What's up?
Yeah. We have myself, Ace, without the Ventura, aka AC, aka the Architect,
aka the AKA.
aka the AKA. You know what I'm saying? No, joke.
Yeah.
My friend Max, the other day, I see him interviewing Michael Ballack.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know him, right?
Yeah, of course.
And it was at the NBA London games, and he was talking about basketball, you know, how much he likes the game. So he was asked about basketball in Germany and what it's like and how popular it is. And Ballack was saying that, you know, it's quite popular and it's growing. And I thought, okay, well, I've heard a lot of different things from my friends who are from Germany. Well,
Like in my experience, it's still like an underground thing, more or less. Like, but maybe it's growing. I don't know. Like from the numbers, but from the feeling is like more underground.
But it's strange because, I mean, every German basketball fan who I know more or less says the same thing. Like, there's nothing going on. It's an underground thing. You know?
Yeah, I tell you, yeah.
But at the same time, I end up meeting so many German basketball fans. So how does that work? So something's going on.
On one hand, because like there are so many Germans in general, right? Like 83 million. So there are like 80 million that love football. Then there are like 1 million that love handball. 1 million, I don't know whatever kind of sport, and 1 million maybe that love basketball. Could be, I don't know.
It's a number.
Like on the proportions. Like still like football and American football, like what I experienced with like the surroundings of my friends in Germany and the friends of my brother especially, they're watching right now like a lot of football. Like people who like 5 years ago just watching football, and right now they are watching American football.
Interesting. But I think in that respect, Germany and the UK are quite similar, where basketball is very popular, but among a small percentage of the population, yet that percentage or that grouping is a lot bigger than most people probably realize.
Yeah, I think the level or the deepness of the love for the game is different than the other. Like you have football fans, and they are football fans, but like you have like a few basketball fans, but they really love the sport, and it's like you know what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're deeper into the game.
Yeah.
They're not so casual about it.
Yeah, because it's not like such a mainstream thing, right?
Yeah, I hear that. Well, with that being said, you know, we just had the NBA in London games go past a week ago, and Gabs had a question, as he does. Do you want to ask the question? I think I'll leave it up to you to ask the question.
Yeah, the question was, what do you guys think about the old commission idea of having a European franchise? Do you guys think it will be something possible and it will happen, or it won't happen at all?
But
having, for example,
I have to ask first, how would it look like? You have like really like 5 US type of teams, and they would play just in Europe? Or
no.
You have like franchise. So you have like
Stern,
Barcelona, London, and they have franchise, and they play in the.
David Stern was thinking to have like a few teams in Europe. They were playing with the American team.
Okay.
So they will do like every time the American teams comes over here, they will take a week off, play all of the European teams, and then go back to America.
Okay.
And the European will go over there, will stay for a month, play
all there,
and then come back to Europe. That was the old idea. What do you guys think about that? Is something that will be applicable or no?
Let's like get me a second to think about it, right? Because I didn't have like the structure in mind. Okay, so Aaron, go first because you already have the structure and everything in your mind, right?
Let's get into the practicality of it. A team would be here for how many months?
No. It wasn't about months. I remember that he was saying about weeks.
This was a while ago. This was David Stern.
It was David Stern idea.
Yeah.
Previous.
Just before, yeah, exactly. Just before he actually left. So it was a while ago, and nobody came up with the idea again.
But we were talking like about 5 teams, like just getting getting further with the idea. Like we would just say we have Barcelona, we have London, we have Berlin, we have something in Serbia and Lithuania. I don't know.
At the beginning, it was only London to be the first team.
Okay.
And then it's supposed to be followed by one or 2 teams in Spain,
okay,
1 in Germany, 1 in Italy.
Okay. And then like to me the practicality, like they are already like traveling so much. So it doesn't matter if you go like 2 weeks to Europe, their system is always fucked up, right? So with time traveling, like I don't see like a lot of difference, because if you fly from New York to Berlin or New York to LA, it's like more or less the same kind of thing, I suppose, right? Maybe, I don't know. But so I don't see a really, really heavy downside on the travel type of thing. But what I'm asking myself, what would be like the teams? Like if you have like the London team, then what would the players would be coming out of UK or
no?
Would they from the college?
Remember what happened with Toronto? Every time NBA has a new franchise, it's gonna start to be in first, picking up the draft. Obviously, they cannot pick all of them. They can pick 1 or 2. Plus, every team gonna give them somebody from the roster, like 15, 16 player. They can decide who give to this new team. Usually, the first 5 to stick to the year, they're gonna be like a really bad team, because obviously you only have the
sure.
But it might get better. Like Toronto right now in 20, now is a good team.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting idea. The execution of it, I don't know. I'm not so sure now. It's an interesting idea, and I can see why Stern was into that as far as growing the game and whatnot. But I think there may be a lot of things that need to be addressed prior to that occurring, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of dots that need to be connected. And for example, when they have the NBA London games, they need to sort that out. The administration of it, how it goes, selling tickets, the distribution of tickets, that really needs to be sorted out, because as many NBA fans in London know, that's crazy. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and the demand is very high, so I can see why that idea may even be entertained by the new commissioner. But I think just a lot's going to need to go into it. I don't know if it's necessary, and it's a lot of... I hear what you're saying, Jan, but it's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Imagine going from Berlin to Los Angeles. That's quite a lot.
Yes.
Sure it is, yeah.
Yeah. And also, it's kind of stepping on the toes of the teams / leagues that are already in those places, regardless of what you think of them.
Yeah, because when I heard about the idea, when we wrote off air about the topics and everything, I obviously prepared more for Timberwolves. I was thinking more about maybe having real franchises, right? That there are more European-based players as well. I don't know, so you have them, because otherwise I don't see, obviously marketing wise and everything, and you have you can go to the games here and everything, but in the end, if you have a team in London that belongs to the NBA and they are UK player, but it's I think it's culture wise, I don't know, I don't like the idea that much. You just put one team with US players and everything, and then you have a London team, right? So I don't know,
yeah, but at the same time, I kind of understand what you're saying, but that's what Toronto Raptors is.
Yeah, but yeah, sure. But Canada is obviously a hockey country and everything, but Canada is border to US, right?
So
I don't know,
if they do a Mexican team, you will be okay with that?
Mexican. Mexican. Okay, now you got me, kind of.
Yeah, I like the way you laid that little booby trap there.
There was Chris Paul type of thing, you know.
That was Chris Paul, strategies of war. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll be exciting. It'll be entertaining. It would obviously, from a fan's perspective, in theory, it should up the chances of
seeing your heroes.
Basketball fans, yeah. Well, I wouldn't put it like that, but yeah, basketball fans getting a chance to see NBA games. But like I said, it's all a bit political. It's all a bit political.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing is about the TV rights. Who's going to have them? I mean...
Well, I think the rights would more or less be the same, the same as they are type of scenario. Why not? You got your same ESPN, TNT type thing.
Yeah, but you don't have the same one over here.
You've got BT Sport.
And that's it.
Yeah, what more do you need?
But a little bit more coverage, because if you're doing something global, it needs to be more global in terms of coverage. Because I cannot be forced to watch just one game on BT Sport every 3 or 4 days, and most of the time it's a crappy game. So you don't have the freedom of choice.
Yeah, but then that's what you got League Pass for.
Yeah, I was thinking the
you
same
got me
thing.
There. You got me there.
That's what you got League Pass for, So that would be their argument.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about rights and stuff is really messy as it is anyway. But as far as NBA is concerned, they're not going to want their product all over the place like that. They are going to want, and from the perspective of those broadcasters as well, BT Sport and all the rest of them, they want some degree of exclusivity, some degree. They don't have obviously total exclusivity, but if everyone had it, then what's the point in having it?
Yeah.
Who else could have it? If BT Sports got it, Sky can't have it. You see what I mean? So, yeah. But yeah, I don't really know about. Yeah, I think they probably should just stay where they are.
Yeah, in my opinion as well, because I don't know, I don't really feel it that that like with a franchise here. Because what is like European basketball for then? If you have like the 4 or 5 franchise teams, like.
Exactly, and that's already. I mean, there's so much going on as far as European basketball is concerned. To add another factor to put something else in the pot, it's just like, oh my.
It will be way better, in my opinion, because basically right now, EuroLeague up until the Final Four is not that exciting.
Yeah, I don't watch it. Like,
Same, I don't watch it about the Final Four.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody else in your backyard that's playing good basketball and everything, you will start thinking, okay, I can have whatever they have by playing well, by paying my players better, you know? So they might improve that. But you never know. Again, it's so political.
Yeah, exactly. So your argument is...
The idea for sure is interesting, but go on, Aaron.
So your argument is that you're putting forth is that if there were NBA teams based in Europe, the other leagues would somehow enhance their level of play, their product, etc., their output.
I think so, because they will see, for example, let's imagine London as a European team which play for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing going on in professional league in England, which is really like, wow, exciting, let's go see it. Not even the finals are not that nice. So seeing that an NBA team could get that much money from the same product, but just being like better marketing and whatever, they will start putting more money into it, and then it will grow into a better basketball, into a better game for England itself. That's in my opinion. Or you never know. Maybe they will just say, "Oh, F it, that's it. They have it. Let them have it." I don't know. I really don't know.
There could be like a factor of embarrassment on one end, and on the other end, like like jealous. Like if the England league, you see like NBA, and I see your point for sure. Yeah,
I don't think so.
But
I don't think so. First of all, clearly we know that, for example, the BBL, British Basketball League, is not on the level of the NBA. We know that no league in Europe is on the level of the NBA.
Yeah, but it's not even on the level of the Spanish Liga.
Right.
Not even on the level, maybe even on the level of the Lithuanian one.
But regardless, if that's the case, then having the NBA based in London is not going to change that, because the NBA already exists, and regardless of where it's based, it's still a rival product. So the league knows this. It's mad, you know, I've had this discussion. So regardless, as a basketball league, you are vying for the attention of basketball fans. And it generally, there are sub-categories, but generally it breaks into 2 groups. One group are people who are just really passionate from a geographic, patriotic type perspective. So that's why when you see some of these leagues in Europe, fans are going crazy. Some of these places in Greece and stuff.
Yeah, man.
You know, some of the stuff I see in with FIFA and all of that, and you see these places, you're like, where? But when you see their fans, you're like, wow, this is mad. These guys are real passionate. So you've got that side, or that type of fan, and then you've got fans who want to see great basketball / exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Then obviously they have their favorite teams and etc. But their main thing is just about, they just want to see just great basketball. Now that's the majority of fans, and within that, then you have casual fans, people who are really into the game, etc., etc. That's the majority of basketball fans. That's the majority of the audience. So with that in mind, that means you are vying for the attention of those fans against any other type of basketball league product that's out there. So you're talking BBL for whatever it is. You're talking, you're talking ACB Liga, Spain. You're talking, all the other leagues in Europe, like I said, Lithuania, etc. Then you're talking like a level up from there. You're talking, say, Basketball Champions League, and a level up from there. They're supposed to be rivals, but to be realistic, it's a level up. You're talking Euro League, right? So you've got all of those on a spectrum in one sort of grouping, in one box. And then you have NBA standing all alone. Yeah, and there's other leagues around the world. There's Philippines League and everything. But again, a lot of that, you've got the Chinese League, but a lot of those leagues, that's more based on the geographic passion, the patriotic, this is, my area, my city, my town type of thing. That's not the majority of fans. So you're just talking about straight up, I want to see great things. How are you going to battle against the NBA? And then even a notch beneath the NBA, you have the NCAA. You got college ball too. A lot of people watch that too. That's exciting. So then there's no way to really, whether they're based here or not, the product, you're still competing for the attention of people. And when people scroll through their timelines and whatnot and look at highlights or, jump on YouTube, they look at highlights, they look at crazy dunks, they're looking for all types of content and, even the narrative, which is something the NBA brought into the sport in the 90s of bringing the narrative around players. And then it became about Jordan and, Jordan, Pippen, Barkley and whatnot after the era of Magic and all that. It became about the players up to now where we've got LeBron and Kyrie and Durant. And it's Harden, it's the players now. People are more tapped into that. In these other leagues, no one knows who those players are. So then you're just fighting a really tough battle.
For your colleagues.
Yeah, no one knows who those players are, and they're not really being marketed in that way for you to know who they are, because there are good players in all of those leagues that I mentioned. But also, what are you seeing? What's the level? So like the other day, you're not really on Facebook too hard, Gabs, but you'd have seen there was a dunk in the BBL. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was fire.
Nasty.
Yeah, exactly. That was just all types of disgusting. Yeah. That was in the BBL. So things do exist. But because it was so nasty, that's why people was like, wow. And then it just went here, there. And then Ballers Life picked it up. And all of these massive outlets picked up the clip. Those types of things need to be maximized. But regardless of where the NBA is based, you're still battling. That, for lack of a better word, won that little micro battle to get attention just because it was just that sick of people. And it was put in front of people though. So, and the interest, speaking specifically about the UK, the interest from a geographical standpoint isn't super high like that. It's not like, some of these teams in Lithuania and in Greece and where people are just going mad just because it's the team of their city. That doesn't exist here. So I don't think if the NBA was here, that would really make any difference from a positive standpoint. Definitely.
I agree.
That's my case.
With your 3-hour monologue, I agree. No, but you made really good points, and I agree. Like, especially with the differentiation you did with the fans right here, like in Greece or whatever. Like, in Serbia, where they are going crazy. Like there are 200, 300 fans, like when they play, and they are going nuts, like all seconds of the game. That does not exist in the NBA. Does not exist in most of the franchises as well, like in Barcelona or something, like where they have a good team, that you have like you have a few fans or something like that, but nothing more. And so the differentiation you made with the fans like us, like I think you two as well, they are looking for good sport highlights and just good basketball, right? Because if I love Barcelona, but I don't watch a basketball game of them because, well, it's like you can do it, but right now as well, like last season was awful. It's like I would prefer to watch NBA all the time, just because of the level and of the entertainment and of the product itself. Like all what's like all the stories we have all the time on the podcast, right? Because it's more the US storytelling way as well, right? So it's just a completely other thing. It's like more Hollywood kind of thing. It's just more entertaining.
There's some elements of that I don't like, but
like obviously we are often on that type of things on the same page, but in the end it's like
what can you say? That's what I mean, and it's not. This is the thing. It's not the way I would necessarily like it to be. It's not the way I'd like it to be. And when some other stuff occurs, because due to some of the work I do, I get to see these other teams too. They're not crazy good, but they're decent, and even some players. You get to see players, especially in the international games. I like watching the international games because sometimes you can discover players like, who's that? Who's he play for? And then you find out, oh, he plays in China, okay, but he's nice. Because if you're nice, you're just nice. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? And the international game gives you that platform, which I like, because generally speaking, the competition is a decent level as well. But there's just a lack of exposure, and it just doesn't match up. And it's really, like, in one sense, it's quite disappointing. I would like it to be different. Even when we jump on these calls and stuff, I can't start talking to you guys like, oh, did you see the game between Aris and Zialona Gora? Who? Like, you're like, what? That? Or, Bamberg and this one. It was like, who's watching that? That's what I'm saying.
There are guys, but there are the guys like you said, like they are proud to be German. They're like, I'm in a way obviously as well proud to be German, but they are rooting for their teams because it is a German team. So I watch the German basketball team, and that's as well exists like in all the other countries, right?
That's what I mean.
They know.
And stuff.
It's like like a other type of fan, like European basketball fan, because the style is completely different and everything.
But there are good. I'm telling you, there are good games. I would really like to be able to somehow. But I mean, if massive organizations haven't been able to really draw it out, then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? but I would like to be able to kind of, because people do watch. You have to just find them. People do watch, and there, like I said, there is good stuff, but it's about sort of isolating and drawing out, like the dunk by Dirk in the BBL. You have to kind of isolate those moments and maximize them and make a lot out of them, and so people can say, there's just a lot of work that has to be done.
Yeah, sure. Like the same, like the NBA, like 20 years ago or something, or 10 years ago, it was not the same product as it is right now. Yeah. Not the same sport, not the same standing in the world as a sport, and as well, like in the US itself right now, like basketball.
Within the US, indeed, because it's growing there too, and like I said, it's about your strategic outlook, which is why in my, as you said, in my 3-hour monologue, I was saying that I didn't think it would make a difference where these NBA teams are based, because there are cultural and political issues at play as well that don't really have anything to do with the NBA, with people's attitude to basketball as a sport in general, how the people at the top of the game operate, whether they have a long-term view and a real strategy, in place. All of those issues people have here in the UK, I'm telling you, people have argued all those points until, as they say here, until the cows come home. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People would argue that point till the cows come home. So it's like, it just kind of, it does feel like accepting defeat, but it just kind of is what it is. That's why, for me, I prefer to, do whatever I can, watch whatever I watch, try to have some minimal, at least type of influence on stuff. But I prefer to concentrate on the grassroots. I think it's a lot more, there's a lot more potential there than the professional side of the game. At the moment, I think in the UK at least, it's a bit of a mess. And there's always these sort of false dawns where it's like something happens or a new person comes in to head the BBO, and it's like, oh, yeah, stuff's going to happen, and people get excited. There's, no, it's going to be the same thing. And it's just like, I haven't got time for that. I think grassroots, street ball, 3-on-3, tournaments.
Yeah.
I watch and participate in more of that than I do in the professional game over here. But again, like I said, it's not ideal. I want to go to more games. I was having it's really weird when we jump on there. It's like, oh my days, I was having this discussion earlier, and I always say that, but it's true. I was having this discussion. I literally.
Yeah, I sometimes ask myself how many discussions do I have.
It's mad. It's so mad. At lunchtime, I was having this discussion with someone from our group. He's in our fantasy league as well, with Stephen, and we actually had this exact same discussion because he was saying that he wants to go and see more games of the London Lions. I'm like, you should. I don't get to as much games as I would like to be fair. Because ball is ball. Do you know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, ball is ball, But
sure.
It is what it is. That's what I'm going to say on that.
I'm not interested in seeing London Lions. I saw them twice, and both of the time I didn't like them. So I'd rather play ball than watch them play.
Yeah.
I prefer going to watch Kevin Tenorio than watching the Lions of London, or what's the name?
You joke, are you? You don't even know who the team is.
I don't even know the name.
No idea.
Lions of Sheffield.
But yeah, there's teams. I know, there's teams in Barcelona. There's a couple of teams.
Yeah, sure.
Germany
as well. Like they are teams all over Europe, obviously.
Yeah, it's good to support local stuff, but it is a challenge because I'm not much of a fan of supporting something just because. And that goes back to what we were saying about different types of fans.
Yeah.
Some people will support just like, I think some people don't even know what's happening, but they're just going wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ball deflects off somebody and goes out of bounds, they're celebrating and stuff. Like they won the game. But I'm not a fan of that. So I just have to go with what I like, and it's really difficult to even go back to what we're saying, I'd love to, and I'm going to try and force the issue to have us discuss some other basketball, even on this podcast. But, you know, even stuff we post and in our group and stuff, it's like, I do post stuff for BBL and EuroLeague and Basketball Champions League and international stuff. I posted this on IG. I posted about Giannis's brother, and a lot of people like that. But you kind of have to go with the market.
Yeah, and I think the big advantage or the strength of the NBA is, well, like, you have so many teams and so many games. So in 1 week, there happens so much you can talk about, right?
And it's not only about the games, and it's also
about the personalities and everything, about everything. And I don't know, really, I'm like really at the European basketball, because I really don't care about the European basketball at all. I tell you, like I watched like a couple games in my life from European basketball. And like a few like earlier days of Barcelona a lot, but
you know what's funny? The last time I watched European basketball was like 7 years ago, and I was watching it just because it was a team of my city.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to what Adam was saying, just because it was a team of my city, so I was supporting it. I just didn't really care about the game. I just was like there to make trouble, you know.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Anyway,
same for me with Barcelona. Just supporting it because it's my city. Even though I'm from Germany originally, but now living in Barcelona, I always want my city.
Yeah. So you know, sometimes you can't fight against the tide. Do you know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Sometimes you can't fight against the tide. Because it is, you know, sports is entertainment. The entertainment's not really there. In comparison, there's not really much you could do apart from improve the product in these other leagues.
And to me, in the end, it's like just a time management thing, right? Because you have like 24 hours of your day, and why should you prefer watching a not that good game over an NBA game? Like I have not that much time to watch NBA like I would like to, so I don't cut my NBA time for European basketball time.
There's not really much more you can say to that, because that's generally the point I was making. We have finite resources out here, you know what I'm saying? So 24 hours in the day, you know, there's only so much basketball you could fit into that. You know, you take your little basketball breaks when you can, you know, get your basketball, get your little fix. So, you know, you're going to go with the most potent product that's out there, you know?
Yeah. If you have the chance to buy a Ferrari, when you have the money, you don't buy a Ford Polo or like a Ford or something like that, right?
Yeah, most people.
Yeah, most.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. We don't want to talk about investing in money right now. So, like, obviously, like, that would be. Yeah. Like if just leave it like that.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I didn't say nothing.
If we start that right now, then we will talk 3 hours more about investing and it
is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. What are you saying, Gabs?
I agree with all what you guys said. There's nothing else I can add because I don't really know much about European basketball. I'm really sorry, but I don't even know who won the last EuroLeague. So
yeah, it's crazy. Well, on that note, I think this is a natural end to proceedings. There's really much more to say on that. We don't want to cut this off quickly before Gabriel comes up with one of his questions.
I like it when you say that. You roll your eyes like, oh.
I would, even though I would have like a slight question. Should I buy Hyperdunk 2017 or not?
Oh, you what?
Hyperdunk shoes. Should I buy Hyperdunk 2017? You have any experience with the shoes?
I tried them on. They're good, but they're not as special as it's supposed to be.
Okay, but in general, you went good with Hyperdunks.
You will look good in them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the function is not very good, but they look good. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. In my opinion, there's not much grip.
Okay. What are you wearing right now?
So we had this discussion today out of the mindset.
Yeah, we just like we get it like really quick, so I know what I will buy, but.
No, we had Kyrie's too, and those are the best shoes in the last 5 years. That's the best shoes.
Kyrie's too. Okay. Okay, cool.
If you can still get them. I love the Kyrie twos. I really wish, what I was saying earlier, I really wish I knew at the time. I might have bought maybe 4 pairs of them.
Yeah.
Seriously, just because the way the brands do stuff, Nike and whatnot, they stop circulating them, they stop making them, so it becomes harder to find them, and then you have to go to resellers and all of that, which I'm not interested in. But the Kyrie 2s are the best shoes. Okay, the best shoes I've had are the Kyrie 2s, and then after that were the Air Jordan 2012s. I like those 2 shoes a lot to play in. I just got some soldiers to try them out because I found a nice little deal with them. Gabs don't like them. But
I find them really heavy for me. For the way that I play basketball, they're really heavy.
Yeah, but they may be okay for me because
I don't put that much power as you, because you really use all your vertical. So probably that's why.
Yeah. I haven't worn them yet. I'm gonna try them out, so I'll tell you what's good with those. The new ones look quite good. A friend of mine had
they look amazing, by the way.
The new LeBrons.
Yes, they look really good.
Yeah, a friend of mine had those. They look nice and they look more lightweight. They're a bit more like a guard's type of shoe as well. They motor your foot. I think Hyperdunk, I think you should be okay with them, Jan. I think you need a guard type of shoe, but not low cuts. Don't do that.
Yeah, that is why, like,
especially with
low cuts. I can't go with low cuts because of my injury, past injuries. So
look at my
injuries.
Yeah, man. Oh man, okay. Yeah, but like, you don't want to see mine. Like, I can go to get mine because mine are destroyed as fuck. Like, I need to buy new ones, but on the other hand, I have to have the money to buy the shoes.
Maybe we'll do that. I hear that. Maybe we'll do that on another pod.
Like I just wanted to like a quick note your experience, and then I'm fine with that. Like, I have like Kyrie 2 in mind right now, and so I will check out the deals I can make.
Yeah, I think the 4s, which are the new ones, may be okay because the talk I went to with Kyrie, the event, it had also the designer of the shoe there, and he was talking a lot about the mechanics of the shoe, and from that perspective, from a function perspective, they sound really good, and they incorporate a lot of the attributes of the Kyrie 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it really, because they went back to those and took elements of that and then added a few other things. And it was really interesting, actually, and really insightful to hear the designer break down what they did, why they did it, how the sole is flexible, because the sole can like bend like that to allow you to take direction and take corners quickly. Kind of built around Kyrie's game. I would say at least go and try them on.
Yeah, I will.
So that's my 2 pennies on what's what. I haven't worn Hyperdunks for a good few years. I was actually thinking about getting a pair as well myself.
Yeah, I had them on last time, like in 24 seconds in the basketball store in Barcelona. They felt good. I think they fit to me. I think, but I will go to get some.
You
other
know
shoes
what? I will go try them on
send-
tomorrow.
Go for it.
Cool, man.
And then you send me your opinion,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
No
Perfect.
doubt, no doubt. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. As usual.
Yeah, same.
As always.
Yeah.
As always, as we always do. Adios.
Adiós.
Buonanotte.
Hasta luego, hasta mañana, hasta la semana que viene.
And all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Same.
We talk soon. We talk soon, yeah.
Talk soon, guys. Take care, guys. It was a pleasure.
Basketballbreaks.com. Keep it locked.
For people who like who love basketball breaks to discuss, to engage like-minded basketball international people.